Hey guys, another Airsoft casual review. I got this Glock holster from off of AliExpress. It was so cheap. We're gonna see if it actually reflects that price. But so what we have is what looks to be like a nylon plastic, and then I guess that's supposed to be a quick release. It doesn't move much at all though, but maybe it needs to have the pistol in there. On the back side, there's this different red color, and this has kind of, I can't say it's softer. It feels kind of rubbery. Maybe it's actually cold molded or something. This is definitely hard plastic, the black. This has a little bit of rubber. You can see my fingernails actually messing it up. Okay, well, again, for the price of this, you can't complain too much. There's actually a piece of metal reinforcing the rivets holding the parts together. All right, yeah, okay, so the front end is there, and this is a paddle that goes against your hip, and then your belt, I guess, goes around the outside there. I don't know if I'm going to use this as a belt holster. I was hoping I could modify it and put it onto my my vest or my jacket. All right, well, anyways, I got this Wii Glock 34. There'll be a different video on that review. Well, I don't know if this is supposed to open like that, but the Wii is having a hard time getting in there. Oh, I see what's going on. There's a little, I don't know if this light's going to get in there. Hold on. Yeah, so here's a flashlight. You can see there's a giant red O-ring of some sort or something. And you can also see the end here with this finger. It's very compressed. So, it's nice. This is an adjustable holster. So we have a Phillips and a flathead screw here. That noise is my cat. And Mr. Fumbles dropped his screwdriver. Anyways, you can use a flathead or a Phillips on this, but it doesn't look like you use a coin. Unless it has like some weird thin coin I've never seen in my life. Alright, so that's looser. What I'm assuming is maybe I don't see a nut back here. But I assume there's a nut molded in. I don't know, or is it a screw? Oh, there's a baby crying next door. So I would suggest maybe loosening it all the way, but jamming your pistol. That's really tight. But the bolt is actually all the way loose. See if it comes out. I'm curious if there's like a brass nut molded in, but it won't come out, so I don't know about that. Where do I press this? Ah, yes, you press the top part. That's what's grabbing. Let's get the flashlight in here. It's hard to see what's going on with this mechanism. All right, yeah, there it is. That's what's grabbing the finger guard on the pistol itself. So that has to open up, clear that surface, and then it'll slide back through. Alright, let's pop that back in. This would probably be easier if I was wearing it, because I'd be able to push it against my belt. And then pulling it out. Well, let me go ahead and do so. So I ended up buying these Wrangler, I think they're Wrangler workwear shorts from Walmart, of all places. If I recall, they might have been 20 bucks, maybe even less. But they're really thick, and I put in some kitchen drawer liner into the pockets, and it does a really good job of keeping my legs from getting bruised. And I know just because the material itself is so durable. I think they'll last a long time. So if you have access to a Walmart, or just look up Wrangler workwear, and you might want to pick up some of these pants. I actually don't wear a belt usually. I actually sewed on a nylon belt, but I've covered it up with this leather thing because that's the intention of this thing. So now let's see if we can actually put this thing into my pants. So this is a right-handed holster, unless you can, I suppose you could pull this out. One thing I'm noticing is there's no accommodation to change the angle. With these three rivets here, hold on, you can't change the angle of the gun. But for the price of this holster, I'd never expect anything like that anyways. So inside the waist, let's get this going in here, just against my shirt. And then, yeah, the belt fits pretty nice there in that recessed area. Yeah, I don't think that's going to come out anytime soon. In fact, if I tighten the belt one more notch. Uh-oh, I am mistaken. Granted, I'm wearing a slick, like, sports shirt. Let's try it without the shirt, just against the pants. That might actually be smarter, to put it right against the belt. And the reason why, let me get it out. I'm noticing there's some teeth specifically meant to hook the edge of a belt. Focus. You see this? I mean, the belt is literally supposed to rest against this ledge. But when I had it inside my pants, you know, the fabric itself just kind of covered that gap, and then it slid out of the fabric like this. But with the hard edge of a thick belt, I think it's not going to fall upwards too easily. So I think that would probably be the best way to go, to literally have this thing against the belt and the pants on the outside. Hold on. Yeah. So, hold on, let me move the camera. Should have worn a brown belt. But yeah, you can see, right? That's a pretty significant ledge, whereas the belt is way down here. Alright, let me move this back, and let's see if we can holster this G34 easily. Where to go? Yeah, that screw is totally loose, but it's really tight. It's hard to say, you know, without me actually running, playing around. I don't know, which I guess maybe I'll have to try, but I don't really like wearing pistols down here. I feel like when you're running, it just wobbles, and, you know, I find this movement annoying. But as I pull, you'll see the actual holster doesn't want to come out because it's grabbing the belt with those hooks. So knowing that this screw is adjustable, I'm pretty sure you can pretty much get any tension that you would possibly want. Let's see. It's not bottoming out. Well, let me tighten this without the pistol in there, and then try to jam the pistol in after it's tight. Alright, there, it's kind of stopped freely spinning right there. Oh yeah, that's super tight. I have a hard time thinking that would fall out. So I gotta say, for something this inexpensive, this is a pretty cool thing so far. But now, so if I hit this top thing, you know, that's an issue right there. If I'm supposed to hit this to release the tooth grabbing the grip, well, it did work, but I almost feel like I wasn't even using that thing at all. I was just literally forcing it out before, just from the tightness of the plastic. Alright, you can, well, I don't know if you saw that, but hold on, let me change the angle again down here. So that obviously pops out, and then you're supposed to pull the thing out. But before, I was literally just grabbing it, but you'll see if I push it in, this should come up a little bit as it clears the trigger guard. There, cleared it, and then it went back down as I push it down. But now if I pull this thing really hard without actuating the button, it still comes out. So this tooth here, you know, it isn't a very deep tooth to grab this area here. I think you can use it without this mechanism entirely and still have it pretty safe. So I guess the issue now for me is it's not a really easy. You need a lot of force to get this in and out of the holster, essentially. Even with the trigger guard thing actuated, which, hold on, I gotta adjust again. So barely tight with that screw. It's really hard to use. So I'm gonna loosen it out all the way again, and let's see if that trigger guard even moves at all. Alright, so that is not in the nut at all. Well, I will say it is easier, you know, without the screw engaged at all. If I do actually use this trigger mechanism, it comes out. But you can ignore it entirely and it'll still come out, right? So I'm not sure what to think about that. What do you guys think about that? It's almost like this is unnecessary. I almost feel like they could have just maybe had 2 screws or something to adjust just the friction of everything going on up here. Because, yeah, even without using that finger thing. So one other thing I was noticing, you know, this is a stock Wii, so it has these stock, you know, sights. But if you were to put one of those RMR kind of red dots back here, it usually comes with a taller sight. But if you put this in here, you'll see there's no accommodation really for a taller sight. This groove is pretty much for the stock groove, or I'm sorry, the stock height of a front sight on a Glock. Okay, next thing is compatibility with a tracer, which is what I usually play my pistols with if it's indoors because it's dark enough. This is an X-Core-Tech. This is a Ace-Tech, but the X-Core-Tech is a larger diameter, so that's all that really matters. I don't know. I don't think it's gonna work. Well, I could be mistaken. What do you know? It got passed in. It got in there, but the question is, will it come out easily? So it's gonna snag. You can see because the plastic is kind of like curved inwards. That's gonna be a problem. It's gonna, yeah. No, it's pretty much stuck. Yeah. So it's not going to work easily with the tracer. I think you'd have to melt it. And out of curiosity, I have my AAP1 here. Because no, it's not going to work at all because the styling of the finger guard, that is as far in as I can get it. And it kind of it's pushing it out just because of the tension of the plastic. So yeah, you can see the trigger guards are a totally different shape. So AAP1, not gonna fly. So now I've got this little heat gun. I bought this off AliExpress. It says 300 watt, but this is a 230 volt. I'm in Asia. So I'm gonna just heat up this part, you know, and then I have this bicycle seat post shim. This particular shim takes a 27.2 bicycle seat post and makes it a 30.8. So that is bigger than my tracers. So just got this thing heated. And I thought about quenching this, like after this is hot, dunking it into cool water. But if it's like anything like metal, it might make the plastic brittle. So I think I'm going to just let this dry by it, you know, just through air, not water, because I don't want to make the plastic brittle. It's definitely warm. Let's see what happens if I jam this in there. Oh yeah, it definitely, yes, I see it bulging out. I'm trying to bulge it out as high up as possible. Alright, so I'm just gonna kind of let this cool down for like 5-10 minutes and we'll see if it's any easier. But you can already see, you know, this bulging out here. I don't want to do it all the way because I believe there's all the friction inside of here is what's really keeping the pistol in place. This really isn't doing much work. But yeah, I'm pretty much stopping the spacer where this vent starts. I just want to have enough of a bulge out that the thing doesn't snag the tracer. So let that cool off and we'll come back. Alright, well, let's see if we pull this out. Alright, well, I do think it's bowing out now, right? This looks just kind of flat. It doesn't seem like it's curved inward so much. So, possibly. Don't know until we try. Now, I heard a snap as the tracer passed. So I don't think it's big enough, that shim. Yeah, it's still getting stuck there. A little bit stuck there and there. So I need a much bigger shim. That's what that's telling me. Let me see if I can find something. So I jammed a 24 millimeter socket in there. Granted, the outside is not 24 millimeters. The inside is. But there it is. A Craftsman 24 if you happen to have a tool set laying around. Well, I can definitely see on that surface that is bowed out for sure. But let's try it again. Promising. That's weird. It actually made my magazine fall out. I must have hit it there. It's not even close. So I must have put it at a bad angle. Your magazine shouldn't fall out putting this gun in and out. Okay, so I think that's in there all the way. Nope, still gets snagged. Yeah. And what's it getting snagged on? Ah, it's getting snagged on this up here now. I don't think it's not really down here that's the issue. You can see there's actually quite a gap. And actually the diameter really should be up here further. You know, it might be better to avoid a round object and just jam a square object right up against this thing to widen that area out. But this is a different story. I gotta think about this some more. Alright, so I heated that whole top area. I took the 24 millimeter thing and I jammed it in at an angle like this. And then, because this was so hot, I ended up running it under cool water. So we'll have to see if it makes the plastic brittle. But this is like that nylon plastic, so I don't think so. But don't know. Don't risk it based on my assumptions. Alright, well anyways, it's clearly flared out. Let's try it now. There we go. It's definitely in there. And looking at it from the front, you can see the sight is still clearing, but pulling this out, oh yeah, there's no interference whatsoever. You can see here, yeah, see, yeah, that's great. I'm quite happy now, but there's still a lot of friction going inside. So, and this is totally loose. This isn't even tightened. You know, I'm literally, I can spin it with my finger. All right, so yeah, very cool. I guess I should put it on myself though, right? Alright, with the tracer. Yeah, no problem. I'm not even, again, using the finger thing. But I think it should be alright. Naturally, if it's too loose, I'll just tighten the screw. Very cool. Alright, well, I guess that's it. I'm going to play with it, obviously, if I find that there's any problems, I'll do an update video, but I don't even see a reason to show you any sort of game footage. I mean, it's just a holster, right? I guess thanks for watching today. We'll see you in the next Airsoft video.